Hello and welcome to the class PM and myself Mr. Bilal, and in this video we are talking about plant reproduction. In the previous videos we have discussed about asexual reproduction in case of animals and lower organisms, and sexual reproductions in higher organisms. And there are literally difference between the reproduction in case of plants and animals. The sexual reproduction takes place with the help of the flowers. Apart from sexual reproduction, the artificial vegetative propagation, as I have explained in the previous videos, like cutting, like layering. So these are the types of the asexual reproduction which occurs in hair plants. Apart from that, there is a sexual reproduction in the plants with the help of the flowers. In this video, first we will explain the structure of the flower, what are the different parts of the flower, and which part is the male part, which one is the female part, and how the sexual reproduction occurs in case of females. So this is the flower with me here, the structure of the flower. This is the pedicel, this is the stalk where the flower is attached to the plant. This is the first part of the flower, which is called the sepal. The sepal is also called the calyx. It's also called the calyx. And the next part, next to the sepal, is the petal. It's also called the corolla. So guys, sepal, petal, then stamen, then carpel. This anther and phlegmatic cover together composed of stamen, and this is also called androecium. This is also called the androecium. And next part, that is the carpel. Carpel is also called the gynoecium, a pistil. And if we see the pistil part, that is the carpel part, we have the stigma at the top of flower. Stigma is the stigma which acts as a receptor for the pollen grains, and this is the style. This is a tube-like structure which acts as a receptor. It transports the this pollen grains or stigma into the ovary. And the last part of the carpel is the ovary. Ovary consists of the ovules, and ovules consists of this embryo sac, and embryo sac consists of gametocytes. Guys, flowers, this flower is a bisexual flower I am talking about. There are two types of the flowers. One is a bisexual flower, one is a unisexual flower. In case of the unisexual flower, either androecium is absent, either gynoecium is absent. Only one part is present, either male part or a female part. That flower is called the unisexual flower. And in a same flower, if both androecium is present as well as in gynoecium is present, both male part is present or female part is present, that flower is called the bisexual flower. So mostly a bisexual flower is concerned, the process of pollination occurs as self-pollination. We will discuss later on what is self-pollination, what is cross-pollination. This is the structure of our flower, and we are going to talk about the structure of this ovule. This is an egg-shaped structure simply. You see here, this ovule is an egg-shaped structure, and this is the ovary part of this ovule, and within this ovary are present 1 to hundreds of the ovules, and these ovules are very important for the sexual reproduction. Within each ovule is present the embryo sac, and this embryo sac is composed of the gametocytic cells. So this consists of embryo sacs, and this embryo sac consists of the gametocytes. These gametocytes are responsible for the sexual reproduction. And please remember, those gametocytes undergo the process of the mitosis. Those gametocytes, those female gametocytes, it is also called the microsporangium. This microsporangium undergoes the process of 3 mitotic divisions, and it results in the 8 nuclear cells. Among the 8 nuclear cells, 3 cells move towards the upper side. Those cells are called antipodal cells, and 2 nuclei remains in the center. Those are called polar nuclei, and next 3 cells which are attached to the lower side of the this ovary, they are called as synergids, and 2 are called synergids, and 1 is called the egg, with which the female gamete will fuse to form the zygote. And we will discuss it in this diagram. I have a diagram with me which is very easy to understand here. You can see here, this is the stigma, and here in the stigma the pollen grains are there. The pollen grains of the male gametes are there. See, the pollen gametes are moved downwards towards the ovary with the help of the pollen tube. These pollen tubes penetrate through the style into the ovary, and reach into the ovary, and this, with the help of this pollen tube, the pollen grains are descended downwards to the ovary. And see here, this is the style, this is the pollen tube. Here in this ovule are present, actually this diagram is not that complete, it is extended here. See here, this ovule consists of gametocytic cells, and these gametocytic cells have, see, they are 3 times undergone process of mitosis. 3 cells are on the upper side, these cells are called antipodes, and 2 cells are in the center, 2 nuclei are the center, these are called the polar nuclei or the central cells, and there are 3 cells actually, 2 of them are called synergids and 1 is called the egg cell. This egg may fuse with the male gamete in the process of the fertilization. Actually, when the male gametes reach here, this pollen grain consists of this male gamete. When they reach here, they have actually 2 nuclei, and these 2 nuclei, one of the nuclei fuse with the central cells and one of the nuclei fuse with the egg. The nuclei which fuses with the egg, it is called the fertilization simply. And the second nuclei which fuse with the 2 central cells, this forms a triple fusion. This process is called the double fertilization, because 2 fertilizations occur here. In first case, where the one male nuclei fuses with the female this egg to form a zygote. In the second case, where the second nuclei fuses with the central cell with the two polar nuclei, it forms a triple fusion. And since there are 2 fertilizations occur, the process is called double fertilization. And if we are talking about triple fusion, so it means that 2 polar nuclei has fused with one male nuclei, and this forms a triple fusion. So here in this diagram, you can see that these are the 2 synergids. This is the egg cell. These are polar nuclei. 2 polar nuclei are there, and these are the antipodes. Antipodes are on the upper side. And see here, the one nuclei fuses with one male nuclei which comes here from the pollen grain. It fuses with the polar nuclei, and second fuses with this egg cell to form the zygote here. Hence, it is called the double fertilization, because 2 fertilizations occur simultaneously. This is the process of the fertilization in case of plants, and this is comparatively different in case of the animals. And I hope you guys will understand it. Thank you.